Hello everyone and welcome to game 2 in the series between Evil Geniuses Puma and Hero here on MLG Dual Site. We have Hero spawning as the blue Protoss, meanwhile Puma spawning as the red Terran. Now first things first, I gotta say, this game was taken from MLG Providence. And because this is taking place in the later rounds, I'm not 100% sure how the matchups actually work. Now, if Puma and Hero had actually played in the earlier brackets and now are meeting once again in the losers bracket, it then becomes a best of 7 series between the two players, with the previous games actually mattering. So that way, I really don't know who's going to be winning these games. I don't know what the overall score is. I just know that that in this particular series, the number of games that there are, and I will cast it, and I won't really be able to tell you a final victor until the final game is over. Now, Puma is establishing a front door supply depot here on Dual Site, and it looks like he will be following up with a barracks on the front door as well. So, a barracks and a supply depot on the front door. Wait, what is this? There you go, finally getting that barracks up. And now Puma looked like he was actually delaying his SCVs for a little bit of time, and I'm not quite sure why or how that worked out. He's also going to get a refinery, and it looks like Puma, no, he's not too far behind in his economic. The timing just looks a little bit strange. As a Terran player, knowing that the timings, you can try to get like a 12 racks and really not slow down any SCV production, as an SCV now going to make his way out, catch the one probe here, not going to attack this SCV as it's building, as the probe just wanders around still. Now, taking a look on the inside of this base, Hero pretty much playing a pretty standard game as opposed to the last game. We should be seeing a Cybernetics core come in just a moment. There you go. There's a Cybernetics core hiding around in the backside of the base, as an SCV will make its way over and get a decent look. Probe still wandering through, taking a look at what's going on inside the space. Not much going on as the SCV gets back to work, and now I believe the Marine needs to take down this probe. A Marine now making a long trek over there. That probe does have a little bit of a faster run speed, movement speed, as we now see mules are being called into play. That Marine, though, does have a good range, though, as now a factory is going to be built, and Hero really has nowhere to run with that probe. Sees that the factory was taken out as more Marines are still being added. Now, back over here, Hero now chrono boosting out that Stalker. That SCV needs to get away. It looks like it will be able to, and once it gets away, it will perhaps try to, it looks like it's going to park itself at the gold mineral patches. That's going to be interesting if he actually tries to expand to the gold early on. It is quite out of the way, and not normally scouted, but it is also very out of the way for Puma himself. And if that is the case, he's not going to be able to do much unless he goes for a proxy Stargate. Proxy Stargate, one of those strategies that you rarely ever see. No, not going to be a proxy Stargate. The Stargate going to be built back inside the base the old-fashioned way, as we now see Hellions being added and trained. There are a fair number of Marines here. The Marines getting some easy damage onto that Stalker. That Stalker not careful. Now trying to walk back up that ramp. Sees the sheer number of Marines, and now sees double training of those Marines as well. You can see the SCV trying to make his way on the inside of the base. It is going to only see what he already knows, as a Nexus now going to be warped in. So, nice play by Hero, hiding that probe a little bit further away, as the Stalker now tries to test the waters and quickly gets turned around. Medevac is training, so it is going to look like perhaps a 3 Hellion, 2 Marine drop. I would normally suggest 4 and 2, as that works out a little bit better, as the Marines getting in some easy damage now onto the Stalkers. The Stalkers are now a little bit farther away, and will it be enough to take down that Stalker here? That Stalker down to 10 hit points. The Marines are backing off. Another Marine gets taken down, as the Marines could try to turn around. And oh, the Hellions do have the faster movement speed, and the Hellions may be enough to finish this off here. One Stalker goes down. A second Stalker may get taken down as well. I do not think Hero was expecting those Hellions, and even though those Hellions only deal 8 damage per attack, they are perfect for chasing down a small number of fleeing units, as you saw here. Hellions now making their way up the ramp. No, not going to do so. Now going to try to shoot and disrupt this Nexus. This Nexus is going to have some shields depleted by the time it is done warping in, and there is also a sentry up onto the high ground. There's the force field, and now it is going to be a straight drop onto the high ground here. There are immortals, though. Immortals are going to be very, very easily take that apart there. The immortal dealing 20 damage per attack with a significant range of 6, finishing off all of this, and an immortal being used to counter a very early, very vulnerable Marine Hellion pressure. So nicely done there. Hero opting to go for the immortal, something that I don't normally see used very often early in the game, and I've never actually seen the character portrait. I've never really paid attention to the character portrait of an immortal. It looks like he has this weird shell around him, and like he's also in like water somehow. There's like little bubbles around him. Anyways, getting back to the game, and there's that waterfall that most casters hate. Marines siege tanks now being regrouped. We can see that more barracks are being added as the stalkers are going to charge up that ramp. There is one siege tank here though, so that siege tank dealing 25 damage per round of attack, and it is one attack every 1.04 seconds. So not just a very, very fast attack compared to a stalker, which fires, I believe, 30% slower at 1.44, as we are now going to get a Banshee to move out. The Banshee going to cause a bit of harassment here, but as soon as that Banshee shows up, I believe stalkers will warp in. At the most, he'll get 5 to 6 kills, as the Hellion needs to back off. It looks like it's going to get taken down. No, not taken down, as I believe there is also an observer on the high ground. Siege tank doesn't have siege tech, so that's going to hurt. But the probe now getting in 2 kills. There's that 3rd kill that I mentioned. And now that Banshee looking to retreat and fight another day. Observer now deciding to back off. It did take a little bit of a damage from those Marines. We are going to be getting out a Raven as well, but the Raven not keeping track of that Observer, surprisingly enough. SCV still repairing a medevac with a lot of energy. Will be able to keep units alive for quite a long time, as this Banshee not quite sure what it wants to do. We are now adding in a Stargate, 79 over 92 compared to 74 over 83, as the Observer just quickly does a flyby, able to park itself on the inside of this base. No Observer that he can spot. No, there is a Raven right there, so that Raven is going to be able to detect that one Observer, and then the Marines should be able to shoot the ground or shoot that one Observer out of the sky. Now, a Hellion able to do just a run by and able to slip past 90 hit point, taking 8 rounds of attack, and now going to continue to run, as we now see this Stalker, and this Stalker may just simply be smart, park itself right here, and be able to intercept that Hellion. No, it doesn't look like the Hellion is going to be doing exactly that, and the Stalker is going to be doing that, as we now see a large group of Marines and siege tanks with 2 Banshees on the move. Still no expansion coming in, so I believe Hero knows that he needs to get a lot of defense, and there is a lot of units on Hero's part. The longer this game goes, the better it is going to be for Hero. Puma needs to deal an amazing amount of damage, and now in come the SCVs once more, and it is all of the SCVs pretty much. Only, 5 or 3 SCVs back at home, and we are going to have this engagement. What is happening? The siege tanks sieging prematurely. SCVs are not on auto repair, not going to repair any of those Banshees at all, as the army now continues to make its way forward. Continuing to just slowly stair-step its way forward here, and now getting in more damage still. SCVs and Marines going to engage. The siege tanks are getting in some easy shots. There are also some Phoenixes in this group. Point defense drone needs to be added. Is it going to be added is the key question. There it is. Point defense drone intercepting a lot of the attacks. Banshees are backing off. The Banshees need to be repaired, as there are a lot of Phoenixes in this group. And now SCV is going to get taken down. Banshee's getting taken down. No more point defense drone, I believe, but all of the units have been taken out. A lot of SCVs have been destroyed as well. Just a pure mass army of Marines. One medevac that had a whole bunch of energy still has a lot of energy. And there is the well played, or the GG, well won, or the Korean GG. As Hero didn't transition from the Korean keyboard back to the English-American keyboard. And Hero now in the hole, 2-0. Puma with 2 quick wins now in the lead, 2-0 over Hero. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 2 in this series. Stay tuned for Game 3.